Good afternoon, colleagues. Help me welcome Lucy to this panel, but also to Zimbabwe. Lucy is from Tanzania, and she works for our partner called Hakira Silimani, and they implement related projects, and she is here to share some experiences around what is obtaining. Lucy, I'm sure you've been listening since morning of some of the challenges that are happening within the sector in Zimbabwe, some of the opportunities, and I'm sure some of the things are familiar to what you also experience in Tanzania. But I would like to give you an opportunity to share some of the lessons from Tanzania's governance of transition minerals, particularly graphite and nickel. What are some of the experiences that you think might be helpful for us as in Zimbabwe? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Darrington. As I've been introduced, my name is Lucy Shao, and I work with an organization called Hakira Silimani. That is a Swahili name, but simply it means natural resource justice. And in our work, we do a number of research and analysis so that we can have an evidence-based kind of advocacy and engagement. So maybe to start with, I've heard that Zimbabwe is in the process of, I don't know, is it enacting a new law, or is it that you're amending the existing mining act? But either way, Tanzania, one among the sectors that is highly regulated in Tanzania is the mining sector, followed by the financial sector. So we have quite a number of laws, policies and strategies, from the environmental protection to community engagement safeguarding. But the biggest challenge that we are facing is the implementation gap. Having a law is one thing, making it, ensuring that the law is implemented as per the heart or the objective of the law itself is another thing. And some of the biggest challenge that triggered that is the lack of coordination, or rather limited coordination among the state actors themselves. We have so many governmental agencies that are working, or rather providing oversight to the mining sector, but among themselves they don't speak to each other. Like there's no proper coordination among themselves. So that is the biggest challenge. But going to the study that we have conducted, we have done 3 different studies. One was an assessment of whether Tanzania has an adequate legal framework to regulate the transitional minerals in Tanzania. So we did that study, and the 2 other studies were case study specific. One was on assessment of the grievance mechanism for Tembo Nickel project, and another one, and on that assessment we used the effectiveness criteria as per the UN Guiding Principle on Human Rights and Business Conduct. And another study that we conducted is on the graphite sector, and basically we did a human rights impact assessment on the graphite mining site. So what we came to realize, one is there's a lot of tension over land rights and compensation. So communities are constantly raising concern about the monetary value attached to their land. Like in Tanzania, many they say that the compensation is not enough for them to purchase equivalent land elsewhere. So what they get, it's not fair, or rather, it's not enough for them to reallocate themselves. So that is one of the challenge. And another challenge that we documented is on the compensation process. So the compensation process has no room for negotiation. Like most of the rates, most of the time, the rates are set and approved by the government chief valuer. So there's no room for community to negotiate the rate once the chief valuer has approved. Or at any point, like Chief Valua is the one who drives the entire process. So, for instance, for Rwanda, the compensation is capped at $200 per acre, which for them it's not fair because the same piece of land, if they cultivate the cashew-nuts, they used to get up to $2,000 per year. So if you take $2,000 minus $200, there is a loss of 1,000 or something like that. So for them, it's quite an economic loss rather than the economic gain. So another thing is on the resettlement challenge. Some companies have done resettlement. For instance, we have a company called Uranex. It's a graphite mining company. They are based in Luangwa. But what they did, actually, they allocate people to a place where there's no basic infrastructures like no water, there's no access to water, there's no roads, schools, hospitals. So instead of improving their lives, the resettlement has created another additional hardship to their livelihood. And so on all of this above, what we really advocate for is for the sustainability reporting of these companies to really take into account livelihood restoration rather than just simple compensation or ticking box resettlement. So to really factor in how livelihood restoration program can work to these communities. And the last thing is on the grievance mechanism. I heard the person from the Human Rights Commission. We also have Tanzania Human Rights Commission, and we also have the National Action Plan for Business and Human Rights. But as I said, the implementation is still a missing piece. And when you look at, when you ask these communities where they are aware that we have such commission, they will simply tell you they don't know that commission if it exists. So the existence of commission at the national level, it's a wow in terms of the international reputation, but it's really not beneficial to the people who are really affected by the situation on the ground. So that is something that I believe the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission can work to make your institution well known by the communities. So in terms of the grievance mechanism for us, we have this operational grievance mechanism, but most of the communities, they don't trust those existed operational level mechanism. One, because there's a deep issue in regards to where these the offices where are they located. In most cases, these offices are located within the fence of the mining sites, so it's very difficult for a community to access the mining sites because of the securitization level, but also because of the procedure to enter into this mining operation. So most of the communities also complain that most of these grievance mechanisms are top-down. Like companies are coming with their mechanism and they want to store it into the communities, and the community, they don't trust those mechanisms as they believe it wasn't designed to solve their problem, but rather designed for the matter of the company's compliance. So I really, I think it's high time that we encourage, or rather we advocate for companies to consider including communities when designing this kind of mechanism. So thank you, Lalito. That is all for me.